$40,000, you can get him back.
Ma'am, I hear what you're saying, but James Buchanan is in his grave. A molderin, as they say.
But he's not a molderin, as I've said, because you guys never reburied him. He's still here in Arizona. You guys buried an empty coffin.
We buried an empty coffin. Not my problem, in any way.
You could lose a national treasure.
No, not a national treasure. That's very historically inaccurate. They did like a 10-part series on presidents on PBS. Washington got 19 minutes. Buchanan was in a montage after Polk. Oh, he's one of the state's biggest embarrassments. And we had 3 Mile Island and Game 6 of the '93 World Series.
A lot of great lines in this movie, and this is called Raising Buchanan. And that scene right there is a little farther into the movies, but it's a dark comedy about a woman who steals the corpse of much maligned President James Buchanan. He wasn't thought of, people didn't think he was a great president, right? What she wanted to do is score a large payday, only to find that nobody really wants him back.
Yeah, so of course this film shot in Arizona, debuting at Harkins Shea tonight. Amanda Melby Crisali, Paradise Valley resident, stars in the film, and producer Bruce Dellis, you are here, both of you in studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you for having us.
What a fun movie, what an interesting concept. You came up with this idea. How'd you come up with it?
Yeah, well, it's kind of based on, there's a couple of historical things where, for instance, Abraham Lincoln's body was going to be stolen and ransomed off back in 1876.
People would have wanted that one back, right?
Yeah, that one they probably would have wanted back. But then more recently, in 1991, they dug up President Zachary Taylor to determine whether or not he'd been poisoned or not. And I remember at the time thinking somebody could just steal him and ransom him back, but quickly had come to the conclusion that who's going to want him back, really? Who's going to pay a lot of money to get him back?
Right.
So how did the whole thing begin? You said you kind of talked together and then you thought, hey, whose idea was it? Okay, it was yours. And you guys get together and you start writing the screenplay.
Yeah,
right?
we've known each other since 2004, 2005, and Bruce's writing has always entertained me, and so I knew if I wanted to do a feature that I wanted to work with Bruce. And so he wrote the script and we developed it and raised the money and cast it and rewrote it and shot it, and so yeah, we've been a good partnership.
And you made it sound like, and then we did this, but every one of those phases. I mean, raising money for a film is not easy these days, is it?
No, it wasn't easy.
Right.
No.
How'd you pull that off?
Yeah, it was an investment, and we talked to friends and family, and everybody kind of pulled together for it, which was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're doing well with this, right? You've won several awards. Tell us, you've taken it out to different film festivals.
Yeah, it's around the country and even internationally. We've so far, we're in the film festival circuit right now, and we've got several others coming, but all the ones that we've been in so far, we've won major awards at. We're very fortunate to do that, including in Madrid, Spain. They had a comedy festival, and we won Best Film there. So it's kind of unusual how this appeals across lines that you wouldn't necessarily think.
It is funny. Amanda, tell us quickly, I mean, if you can, your character you play in there is kind of in a tight spot, right? And you're always a little frazzled.
Yep.
It seems like you're kind of making up the thing as it goes along. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, she's makes some bad decisions. Really, is what it comes down to.
Like most people.
Yes, and that's why I was drawn to it, because she's flawed.
Right.
She is flawed, and we all are in some way. So and it's fun to play flawed characters that think they're making the right decision but really don't. So yes, she's broke. Her dad's in hospice. The house is in foreclosure. There's just a lot of pressure, and she's on probation too. So so this seems to be like the get rich quick scheme to kind of bail herself out of all the problems.
And Bruce, local resident, you grew up in Tempe, right?
Yes, I did.
How does one kind of get into this business, having grown up here in Tempe? Did you move around a little bit and then come back, or?
Really just moved around the valley. I think we moved just about every place around the valley. But anymore, the notion that you have to go out to LA or New York or Chicago or someplace like that to make films is a little ludicrous. I mean, you can probably make a living doing stuff, but doing things like what we want to do, passion projects, still require the same level of getting some interest from folks, getting money from people to do it. There's certainly enough actors and craftspeople around to make movies here. There's no compelling reason we need to go out of town for it.
Well, it's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Thank you for doing
it.
Tonight, so it's at the Harkins Shea. What time are you guys premiering this tonight?
It's 2 o'clock and 6:45 every night until Thursday.
Oh, great.
So we have a full week.
Yes.
Excellent. Nice meeting both of you.
Meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.